The first time I played golf, I shot a 4 under par. It was on a Nintendo Wii, but I really don't feel like I have anything left to prove. It's all the same basic shit. I haven't played since. A decision that has saved me tens of thousands of dollars. Golf wasn't the only time I discovered that I might be good at something only to instantly retire. Maybe I lack courage or ambition, maybe not enough bandwidth, or maybe I just don't want the hassle. But sometimes I feel like a genie granted me an ironic wish or curse to have aptitudes I really don't want to use. Like this one time when I was moonlighting as a college professor. This was a part-time gig, about 2 years after I moved on from a 17-year journalism career, career as a newspaper reporter, to working for a congressman. My former editor at the Arizona Republic, Kristen Gilger, had also moved on to become a dean at ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. Kristen recruited me for a semester after snagging a $50,000 grant from the Buffett Foundation to shine a light on the impact of immigration on families. Not whether any policy was right or wrong, but how it fundamentally changed the lives of those who immigrated and those they left behind. Our hand-picked student writers, photographers, and videographers took more than 30 trips across the border, into Mexico and to Central America, to interview family members in every stage of the immigration process. It was an unforgettable experience to mentor and guide these talented young journalists, and many are still out there comforting the afflicted and afflicting the comfortable today. Their work became a project called Divided Families. This was 2008, and the series was so far ahead of its time that it won the Robert F. Kennedy Prize for Journalism in the Public Interest. That's RFK the dad, not Junior Brainworm, raw milk guy, so pretty big deal. Afterward, Kristen asked if I would be interested in teaching as an adjunct, maybe news writing or editing. I said I'd think about it. I'm still thinking. That was arguably a huge career mistake, but from where I sat, it was all downhill from there. I had a grand slam in my first at-bat. Did I want to follow that up by reading a few good stories here and there and a whole bunch of others written by kids who might want to consider another major? If I learned anything, it's rest on those laurels, kids. I've been dining out on this one for about 15 years. I've got others, but this one's the best. I am also a world-class trap shooter, evidently. You know, with shotguns and clay pigeons. Not skeet and trap, just trap. I might be awesome at skeet too, but I don't know because I've never tried. Maybe one day, but I doubt it. Unless you think I am completely full of shit, my witnesses include a U.S. attorney, not then, but eventually, multiple state troopers, the governor of Montana, Brian Schweitzer, and his extremely Montana brother, Walter, who told me a story of a coyote hunt that began with, "First, we took the doors off the airplane." There was also a former U.S. attorney, an attorney general, and the governor of Arizona. Those last three were all Janet Napolitano, but she was the closest. She was standing right next to me the whole time, shooting terribly, I gotta say. I was a political reporter for the Arizona Republic, and Governor Napolitano was hosting a conference of the Democratic Governors Association. I was assigned to tag along on a scheduled excursion where she hoped to burnish her Western politician bona fides by shooting stuff at a gun range. I was content to just watch and take notes. But eventually, a staffer asked if I wanted to give it a try. The group had moved from skeet to trap shooting, which is differentiated by where the clay pigeons launch. Instead of 2 fixed points on the shooter's left or right, trap pigeons launch from 1 fixed point on the ground. I hadn't touched a shotgun in decades. However, I did grow up in a ranching family in eastern Arizona and was very well armed as a child. But we hunted deer and elk, not birds. I was a rifle kid, not a shotgun kid. And after my dad died when I was a sophomore, I hadn't hunted at all. So, with my rural credibility on the line, I chambered one of my 25 shells and said, pull! A clay pigeon launched out from the ground at an angle. Blam! I missed. Pull! I repeated. Blam! Missed again. At this point, a DPS trooper who was standing behind me gave me 2 pieces of advice. First, he said that I was closing one eye and sighting with the other, like I would with a rifle. Don't do that, he said. Keep both eyes open. Second, as I tracked the target, I was stopping the movement of the barrel to pull the trigger. Don't do that either, he said. Keep the barrel moving and both eyes open. Next turn, I do just that. Pull. Blam! Skadoosh! The clay pigeon exploded. That is a good feeling, by the way. So good that I then proceeded to rip off another 19 hits in a row. Before my next turn, I could hear the troopers behind me grumbling. Oh, so you were just fucking with us, weren't you? Like I was some sort of trap hustler. I swore it was my first try, but he had gotten into my head, and my next shot missed. I refocused, remembered the advice, and nailed the last 2 targets. I finished the round 22 out of 25, by far the best score of the day, cops and Montana dudes included. Was I good or just lucky? Like with college professoring in golf, I would have had to try again to find out. And that has not happened. Haven't fired a shotgun since. Until I decided to write this story, I never really analyzed what the hell might be wrong with me. But I don't think it goes too deep because I don't think I go too deep. Sometimes it's just better to have the story.